Good morning students, myself Dr. Vishwas Grover. So, today in this third lecture of this automobile engineering whose code is RME 702, we will discuss about the classification of IC engines. Okay, we will discuss about the classifications of IC engines, that different type of classifications of IC engines are there. Okay, then in classification of internal combustion engines, heat engines can be classified into two forms. First is the IC engines and second one is the EC engines. Okay, first is the internal combustion engines and second one is the external combustion engines, in which the combustion takes place inside or outside. Engines means combustion is performing inside or externally. Okay, so these are the heat engines. Then IC engines means IC engines in classified into further classified into the rotary type and reciprocatory type. Okay, rotary type, in rotary type it is classified into the open cycle gas turbine or Wankel engine gas turbine, and in the reciprocating type it is classified into the gasoline engines and the diesel engines. So these are the further classifications of the rotary and the reciprocatory. Rotary engines are classified into two types. First is the open cycle gas or the Wankel engine gas, Wankel engine types, and reciprocating are classified into the gasoline engines and diesel engines. Then in external combustion engines, first is the reciprocating and the rotary. In reciprocating, external combustion means where the combustion of the fuel is performed outside or externally. Okay. Next, then it is the reciprocating and the steam engine. Reciprocating is classified into the steam engine and the Stirling engine, and rotary combustion engine is classified into the steam turbine and the closed cycle gas turbines. So these are the classifications of the heat engines into the IC engines and the external combustion engines, and further classifications of IC engines and EC engines. Okay. Then next are the classification of the internal combustion engines. First is the engine cycle. Engine cycle means 4-stroke cycle experience 4 stroke of the piston movements over the 2 revolutions of the crankshaft. Okay. 4-stroke cycle experience 4 strokes of the piston movements over the 2 revolutions of the crankshaft, and the 2-stroke cycle experience the 2 stroke of the piston movement over the 1 revolution of the crankshaft. Okay. So this is the engine cycle, means the 4-stroke cycle, 4-stroke engine experience the 4 stroke of the piston movements over the 2 revolutions of the crankshaft, but only 2-stroke cycle engines, 2 strokes cycle experience the 2 stroke of the piston movements over the 1 revolution of the crankshaft. Okay. Then next is the classification of the internal combustion engines according to the fuel used. Fuel used means using the volatile fuels like the gasoline, alcohol or kerosene, or using the gasoline fuels like natural gas or the biogas. So these are the fuels which are used for the internal combustion engines, and solid fuels like charcoal, powered coke converted to gaseous fuel outside the engine in a gas producer. Okay. So these are the fuel used, and using the viscous fuels like diesel. Okay. Then using the dual fuel like methanol for the suction stroke and diesel plus diesel for the compression stroke, and minus the CI engine or the gasoline plus alcohol. Okay. So these are the dual fuel, means it is a mixture of the methanol suction stroke or the diesel compression stroke. Okay. Then CI engines, gasoline and the alcohol. Okay. So these are the classification of the IC engines, internal combustion engines. Then next is the fuel used, different type of fuel used at a glance. First is the gasoline fuel, diesel fuel, gas or natural methane fuel, liquid petroleum gas fuel, alcohol, methanol, hydrogen or the dual fuel. Okay. So these are the fuel used at a glance, like that is the gasoline, diesel, gas, natural methane, liquid petroleum gas, alcohol, methanol, hydrogen or the dual fuel. So these are the fuel used. Okay. So these are the classification of the internal combustion engines. Then next is the method of ignition. According to the method of ignition, spark ignition, an SI engine starts the combustion process in each cycle by use of a spark plug. And in early engine development, before the invention of the electric spark plug, many forms of torch of holes were used to initiate the combustion from an external flame. So, this is the spark ignition. This is the spark ignition, that is an SI engine starts the combustion process in each cycle by the use of a spark plug. In early engine development, before the development of the electric spark plug, many forms of torch of holes were used to initiate the combustion from an external flame. Okay. Then next is the compression ignition. Compression ignition means the combustion process in a CI engine starts when the air fuel mixture self ignites due to the high temperature in the combustion chamber caused by the high compression. Okay, so this is the compression ignition. The combustion process in a CI engine starts when the air fuel mixture self ignites due to the high temperature in the combustion chamber caused by an high compression. Okay. Then next is the classification of internal combustion engines on the basis of the position and the number of cylinders. Okay. First is the single cylinder, second one is the inline cylinders. Okay. First is the position, single cylinder or inline cylinders, V engine, opposed cylinder engine, W engine, opposed piston engine and the radial engines. Okay. So, these are the position and the number of cylinders. First is the single cylinder, inline cylinders, V engine, opposed cylinder engine, W engine, opposed piston engine and the radial engines. One by one we will see all these cylinders. So, these are the different types of cylinders. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about the single cylinder engine. Single cylinder engine means the engine has the one cylinder and piston connecting to the crankshaft. Okay. Engine has the one cylinder and piston connected to the crankshaft. Then inline cylinders are positioned in a straight line. Inline cylinders are positioned in a straight line, one behind the other along the length of the crankshaft. Then number of cylinders may vary from 2 to 11 or even more. So, the cylinders are positioned in a straight line. Cylinders are positioned in a straight line, one behind the another along the length of the crankshaft. So, number of cylinders may vary from 2 to 11 or even more. Okay. Then inline 4 cylinder engines are very common for automobiles. Inline 4 cylinder engines are very common for automobiles. Then inline engines are also referred to as a straight, such as straight 6 or a straight 8. Okay. So, inline engines are also referred to as a straight, such as straight 6 or the straight 8 engines. So, these are in the cylinders are positioned in a straight line. Next are the V type engines, means these are formed in a V shape. Okay. Pistons are formed in a V shape. There are two banks of cylinders at an angle with each other along a single crankshaft. Okay. V engine, two banks of cylinders at an angle with each other along a single crankshaft, means this V type of is formed. The angle between the banks of the cylinders is usually 60 to 90 degree. Okay. The angle between the banks of the cylinders is usually 60 to 90. Then V engines have even more number of cylinders ranging from 2 to 20 or more. Okay. So, these are the V engines. Then V6 and V8 are the common engines with 6 and 8 cylinders respectively. Okay. So, these are the V types of engines, means when the pistons are placed in a V shaped. Okay. Then next is the opposed cylinder engines. Opposed cylinder engines means pistons are positioned oppositely, as we can see in this figure, pistons are move opposites. So, here we can see that two banks of cylinders opposite to each other on a single crankshaft. These are mostly used in the small aircraft and some automobiles with an even number of cylinders, because these are the opposed cylinder engines. Okay. So, these are the opposed cylinder engines mostly used in the small aircraft or some automobiles with an even number of cylinders from 2 to 8 or more. So these engines are also called as the flat engines, such as flat 4. Okay, so these engines are also called as the flat engines such as flat 4. Okay, next is the W engine. W engine means similar to that of the V engine. W engine is similar to that of the V engine, except with 3 banks of cylinders on the same crankshaft. This type of arrangement has been used in some racing cars. Okay, so this is the W engines. It is similar to that of the V engine, except with 3 banks of cylinders on the same crankshaft. This type of arrangement has been used in some racing cars. So this is the W engines. Then opposed piston engines. Opposed piston engines means 2 pistons in each cylinder with the combustion chamber located centrally between the pistons. So this is the opposed cylinder engines. A single combustion process causes 2 power strokes at the same time, with each piston being pushed away from the center or delivering power to the separate crankshaft. In opposed piston cylinder, okay, a single combustion chamber causes 2 power strokes at the same time, with each piston being pushed away from the center and delivering power to the separate crankshaft at each end of the cylinder. Engine output is either on the 2 rotating crankshaft or on the one crankshaft, incorporating a complex mechanic linkage. So this is the opposed cylinder engines. Then next is the radial engines. Radial engines means engine with pistons positioned in a circular plane. This is the radial engine. Engines with pistons positioned in a circular plane around the central crankshaft. The connecting rods of the pistons are connected to the crankshaft through a master rod. Okay, so these are connected to the crankshaft through a master rod. A bank of cylinders on a radial engine always had an odd number of cylinders ranging from 3 to 13 or more. So this is the radial engine. A bank of cylinders on the radial engine always has an odd number of cylinders ranging from 3 to 13 or more, and many medium and large size propeller driven aircrafts are radial engines. Okay, many medium or large size propeller driven aircrafts are usually radial. This is the radial, means pistons are positioned in a radial way. Okay, so for large aircraft, 2 or more bank of cylinders are mounted together, one behind the other, on a single crankshaft, making a powerful or a smooth engine. Okay, so for large aircraft, 2 or more banks of cylinders are mounted together, one behind the other, on a single crankshaft, making a powerful and smooth engine. So this is the arrangement. This is the inline cylinder, means pistons are placed in a line. So this is the inline engine. This is the opposed piston engines, means pistons are positioned oppositely. Okay, this is the V cylinder engines, means pistons are positioned in a V shaped. Okay, so this is the radial engines. This is the radial engines. Radial engines means cylinders are positioned in a radial form. Then this is the horizontal opposed. Horizontally opposed means pistons are placed horizontally opposed. Okay, so this is the cylinder arrangement. Then next is the single cylinder engine gives a 1 power stroke per crank revolution for a 2 stroke, or every 3 revolution for a 4 stroke. The torque pulses on the crankshaft are widely spaced, and the engine vibration and smoothness are significant problems. Okay, so this is the 4 stroke engines, okay, in which the cycle is performed in a 4 stroke, and this is the 2 stroke engines. This is the position of the crankshaft, okay, at the 0 degree or 180 degree, then 360 degree. Okay, so this is the torque pulses, how the torque are generated in the 4 stroke engines and the 2 stroke engines. Okay, torque pulses on a crankshaft are widely spaced, and engine vibration and smoothness are significant problems. So this is the 4 strokes. Okay, and this is the 2 stroke engines. This is the 2 stroke engine. This is the 2 stroke engine. Then it is used in the small engine application where the engine size is more important. Engine size is more important. Then next is the classification of internal combustion engines according to the valve location. Valve location means valves in head, overhead valve, also called as the I head engines. Okay. Then valves in a block, that is the flat head, also called as the L head engine. Some historic engines with valves in block had the intake valve on one side of the cylinder and exhaust valve on the other side. These are called as the T head engines. These are called as the T head engines. Okay. Then one valve is head, usually intake, and one in the block, also called as the F head engine. Also called as the F head engine. Okay. So this is the according to the valve location. One valve is in head, usually intake, and on and one in the block, also called as the F head engines. So this is the valve locations. Valve is placed like in this way, okay, or in the opposite way, or in the two way. Mean this is for inlet and this is for exit, or valves are placed like in this way. Okay, cylinder is there and valves are placed like in this way. Okay, then air intake process. Classification of internal combustion engines like air intake process. First is the naturally aspirated. Naturally aspirated means no intake air pressure boost system. This is the naturally aspirated. No intake air pressure boost systems. First is the supercharged. Supercharged means intake air pressure increased with the compressor driven of the engine crankshaft. This is the supercharged. Third is the turbocharged. Turbocharged means intake air pressure increased with turbine compressor driven by the engine exhaust gases. Fourth one is the crankcase compressed. Crankcase compressed means two-stroke cylinder engines that uses the crankcase as the intake air compressor. This is the crankcase compressed engines or the air intake process. Classification of the IC engines over the on the basis of the air intakes, means the crankcase compressed means the two-stroke cycle engine that uses the crankcase as the intake air compressor. Okay. Then next is the air intake. Air intake means how is the air coming inside, means like air is coming like in this way, okay, and it enters over this, and this is your piston. Okay. So this is the air intake process, and this is the turbine process, like turbine is there and air intake is there, compressor is there. Okay. Aftercooler means the gases comes after cooling over this, and compressors enter over this, and this is the air intake, and it comes out of the exhaust process. Okay. Then this is the turbocharged schematic process, means how is the turbocharged formed. Like this is the turbocharger. Okay, this is the turbocharger. This is the intake manifold and this is the exhaust manifold. Intake manifold and the exhaust manifold. This is the impeller. Inlet is there. Okay, impeller rotates and it goes out to the exhaust, and this is the turbine wheel. Turbine wheel over which this form, and this is your turbine. Okay. Then this is the intake manifold and this is the exhaust manifold. Then now this is the how the turbocharger is plumbed, means how the turbocharger works up. This is an engine. Okay. This is the change in the air cooler or compressor air form, and the engine cylinder engine this comes out, and after the waste gate exhaust gas discharge, and it flows over this change air cooler system. Compressed air flows over this and it falls over this engine, and this is the engine cylinder. this is the engine cylinder, and this turbocharger, how this turbocharger work, how means engine cylinder, compressor, charge air cooler जो after compressed air flow through the charge air cooler, it falls over this, and this is the engine cylinder. Okay, this is the waste gas, this is the waste gate, this is the exhaust gas discharge, and this is the turbine wheel. Okay, and turbocharger oil inlet falls over this, and this comes out to the charge air cooler. Okay, charge air cooler. Then next is the method of the fuel supply for SI engines. First is the carbureted. Okay, how the fuel supply is going on. First is the carbureted. Second one is the multi-point fuel injection system. One or more fuel injector, one or more injectors at each cylinder engine. This is the multi-point fuel injection system. Okay, this is the throttle body fuel injection system. Throttle body fuel injections means injectors upstream in intake manifold. Okay, this is the throttle body fuel injection systems. Then this is the method of fuel supply for SI engines. Method of fuel supply over the SI engines. Okay, like this is the fuel chamber or float. Okay, fuel from the supply goes to this, and this is the float, and fuel is supplied to this carburetor or fuel metering jet, and this is the fuel discharge nozzle. Fuel discharge nozzle. This is the throttle process. Okay, and air comes from this side, and this is the choke which is opened out for the increasing the airflow. Okay, so this is the throttle type. Okay, and this is the inlet valve type. This is the float chamber. Fuel from the supply comes inside, and this is the float position, and fuel goes to this position, and this is the fuel discharge nozzle. Okay, so this is the method of fuel supply for the SI engines. For the SI engines, this is the inlet valve. Okay, so this is the multi-point fuel injection system. Multi-point fuel injection means fuel is sprayed at the multiple points. This is the fuel spray at this point and this point and this point. Air is come inside. Okay, air is come inside, and this is the injector. This is the injector. Fuels is sprayed over multiple points. Fuel is sprayed over the multiple points. This is the fuel spray. Okay, and this is the air. Okay, then this is the throttle body injection system. Throttle body injection system means this is an injector. Okay, air comes inside, and this is the throttle body, means in this the fuel is applied at multiple points, or multi-point fuel injection system. This is the multi-point fuel injection system, and this is the throttle body. Throttle body means the fuel is sprayed through this injector and through this injector. Okay, and this is the place inside. This is the inlet intake manifold. Okay, then next is the combustion chamber design. Combustion chamber design means this is the open chamber or the disc wedge hemispherical ball in piston. This is the open chamber disc wedge hemispherical ball in piston, and this one is the open chamber disc wedge hemispherical ball in piston. Okay, then this is the divided chamber. Divided chamber means small and large auxiliary chambers like swill chamber or pre-chambers. Okay, swill chambers or the pre-chambers. This is the injection begins, where the injection begins. Okay, and this is the combustion chamber, and this is the pre-combustion chamber. Pre-combustion chamber means combustion takes place inside the chamber. This is the pre-combustion chamber, where the combustion takes place prior from this. Okay, then next is the wedge hemispherical cup or the crescent. Okay, This is the combustion chamber, different type of combustion chamber design. First is the quench and the squish area. This is the quench and the squish area, and this is the hemispherical or open area. This is the cup bowl or the crescent pent roof. Okay, this is the combustion chamber design. Then next is the type of cooling. How is the IC engines get cooled? First is the air cooled, or second one is the liquid cooled. Air in air cooled system, this is the combustion chamber, and this is the different fins are there. First fin, second fin, different fins are there. Okay, and these are the walls. These are the walls. Okay, for the airflow inside and outside. This is the air cooling systems in which the cooling is takes place with the air, and different types of fins are there. And this is the liquid cooled, like this is the liquid cooled system in which there is a piston. Okay, this is the piston, and there is a, this is the fan, and the liquid is flows through the combustion chamber for the cooling, and this is the radiator in through which the liquid gets flows, and through this fan this radiator gets cooled down, and this is how the cooling of this combustion chamber takes place. Okay, then the cooling system in most of the cars consists of a radiator and water pump. Water circulates through passages around the cylinders and then travels through the radiator to cool it off. Okay, this is the radiator. These are the radiator which are placed outside. This is the pressure cap. This is the up hose or the thermostat or the water pump. This is the lower hose. Okay, and this is the transmission cooling lines. These are the transmission cooling lines. This is the lower hose, and this is the water pump. This is the radiator. Okay. Then the application of the IC engines, like in the car, buses, two-wheelers, trucks, locomotives, stationaries, marines, light aircraft, portable power systems, and the lawn mowers. These are the applications of the IC engines. Then next is the comparison between the 4-stroke engine and the 2-stroke engine. 4-stroke engines means this like in 4-stroke engine, the thermodynamic cycle is completed in the 4 strokes, of the piston, or in the 2 revolutions of the crankshaft. Okay, this is the 4-stroke engine. Thus, 1 power stroke is obtained in every 2 revolution of the crankshaft. Okay, then in 2-stroke engine, the thermodynamic cycle is completed in the 2-stroke of the piston or in the 1 revolution of the crankshaft. Thus, 1 power stroke is obtained in each revolution of the crankshaft. Okay, so because of above, turning moment is not so uniform, and hence a heavier flywheel is needed. Okay, because of the above, turning moment is not so uniform, and hence a heavier flywheel is needed. And because of the above, turning moment is more uniform, and hence a lighter flywheel can be used in the 2-stroke engines. Okay, then again in because of 1 power stroke for 2 revolutions, power produced for same size of the engine is less, and for the same power the engine is heavier and the bulkier. Okay, so this is the 4-stroke engines. Then because of the 1 power stroke, for the every revolution, power produced for same size of engine is twice, or for the same power the engine is lighter or more compact. Okay, so this is the 2-stroke engine. Then next is the because of the 1 power stroke in 2 revolution, lesser cooling and lubrication requirements, then lower rate of wear and tear. Okay, then because of 1 power stroke in the 1 revolution, greater cooling and lubrication requirements, then higher rate of wear and tear is there. Okay, then in 4-stroke engines have valves and valve actuating mechanism for opening and closing of the intake and the exhaust valve. But in the 2-stroke engines, no valve but only the ports, some for the two-stroke engines and are fitted with conventional exhaust valve or need valve. And then because of the comparatively higher weight and complicated valve mechanism, the initial cost of the engine is more. Okay. Then because of the light weight and the simplicity due to the absence of valve actuating mechanism, initial cost of the engine is less. Okay, initial cost of the engine is less. Then volumetric efficiency is more due to the more time for induction, and then volumetric efficiency is low due to the lesser time for the induction. So this is the difference between the 4-stroke and the 2-stroke engine. 4-stroke and the 2-stroke engines. Okay. Then this is the comparison between the SI and the CI engines on the basis of the basic cycle, fuel used. Okay. In the basic cycles, SI engines works on the Otto cycle or the constant volume heat addition cycle, but in the CI engines it works on the diesel cycle or the constant pressure heat addition cycle. Okay. Then in the on the basis of fuel use, gasoline, a highly volatile fuel, self ignition temperature is high. This is the fuel used, and this is the in diesel engine, in CI engine, diesel oil or a volatile fuel, self ignition temperature is comparatively low. Okay. Then introduction of the fuel, a gaseous mixture of the fuel air is introduced during the suction stroke. A carburetor and an ignition system are necessarily. Modern engines have gasoline engines. Then fuel is injected directly into the combustion chamber at high pressure at high end of the compression stroke. A fuel pump and the injector are also necessary. So this is the introduction of the fuel. Then load control means like throttle control the quality of the fuel air mixture introduced, and the quality of the fuel is regulated. Then air quality is not controlled. So this is the classification on the basis of the load control. Then ignition means requires an ignition system with spark plug in the combustion chamber. Primary voltage is provided by either a battery or a magneto. So this is the kind of ignition in the 4-stroke, but in the 2-stroke self ignition occurs due to the high temperature of air because of the high compression. Then ignition system and spark plug are not necessary. Then in 4-stroke engine, 6 to 10 upper limit is fixed by the anti-knock quality of the fuel, and in this compression stroke 16 is to 12 upper limit is limited by weight increase of the engine. Then in speed, due to the light weight and also due to the homogeneous combustion, they are high speed engines, and in the 2-stroke engine, due to the heavy weight and also due to the heterogeneous combustion, they are low speed engines. Then thermal efficiency, because of the lower CR, the maximum value of the thermal efficiency that can be obtained is lower. This is the thermal efficiency, and because of the higher CR, the maximum value of the thermal efficiency that can be obtained is higher. This is the thermal efficiency. Then classification means like for 4-stroke engine, lighter due to the lower peak pressure, and in 2-stroke engine it is heavier due to the higher peak pressures. So this was all about the classification of the IC engines. So thank you so much.